Across the galaxy, humans were known for many things: stubbornness, creativity, troublemaking, but never grace. Not strength, not power. Most species simply couldn't understand how humans evolved on a planet with gravity so crushing that their bodies adapted like coiled iron. So when Lieutenant Marcus Hale arrived at the cross-species military academy, the cadets from lighter worlds burst into laughter. Look at him. Can he even lift his legs? Earthborn must feel like they weigh 10 times as much. Try not to collapse under your own skeleton. Human. Marcus ignored them. He always ignored them. Because anyone who grew up on Earth learned one thing. People laugh, right up until they don't. 1. The test of strength. The Academy's first trial was a pillar gauntlet, a series of massive stone monoliths meant to test balance, precision, and mobility. Species from low-gravity worlds leapt from post to post with ease. Those from water planets glided gracefully. Winged cadets fluttered across like dancers. Then it was Marcus's turn. A hush fell. The instructor, a towering warrior from the high-gravity world Calren, folded his arms. Human, stepped forward. Marcus stepped onto the first pillar. The ground vibrated. Cadet snickered again. Careful, he'll crack the floor. Those earthborn bones weigh a ton. Marcus looked down at the distance between the pillars. 6 meters. On their worlds, that would be impossible. On his, he crouched, coiled every muscle, and jumped. He soared. Gasps rose as he landed on the farthest pillar, skipping 5 entirely. A low-gravity cadet squeaked. That shouldn't be possible. Marcus shrugged. Earth legs. 2. The mockery goes too far. After the trial, a group of cadets blocked Marcus in the training hall. Their leader, a tall, thin Cyril named Viren, smirked. So that's what humans do? Jump around? Gravity freaks trying to impress us. Marcus didn't rise to the bait, but Viren pressed on. You walk like a rock. You breathe like you're drowning. You look like you're about to collapse. Tell me, what kind of pathetic species chooses to evolve under such punishment? Marcus didn't answer. He simply tied his boots tighter. This, of course, only made them laugh harder. 3. The trial of endurance. 3 days later came the second great test, the gravity corridor, a massive chamber where artificial gravity increased in increments. 5G, 10G, 20G, up to 30G, more than enough to crush most species. The challenge was simple. Walk from one end to the other. The cadets strutted through the first section, laughing, joking. At 10G, some began to struggle. At 15G, the low-gravity species collapsed. At 20G, even the strongest began to buckle. Viren turned back, panting, gasping. Human, let's see what you can do. Marcus walked past him. Calm, steady, controlled. The chamber hit 25G. Marcus felt it, heavy, crushing, but familiar, like putting on an old weighted training vest. At 30G, alarms rang, warning of bone strain, organ compression. Marcus kept walking. Cadets stared in horror. Is he smiling? No one can move in that. His planet made him a monster. At the final step, Marcus exhaled and tapped the wall. Done. The instructor, stunned, could only whisper, Earthborn, your species is terrifying. 4. The day everything changed. But the moment that made Marcus a legend came during the siege drill, a simulation meant to test battlefield reactions. Cadets were scattered around the training city, unarmed, forced to improvise, hide, or evade. No weapons, no armor, only instincts. But the simulation malfunctioned. Instead of safe mode drones, the Academy's heavy assault bots activated. Fully armed, fully lethal. Cadets screamed as plasma bolts tore through buildings. One bot turned toward a group of low-gravity students too weak to run. Marcus didn't think. He ran. He sprinted through 1.2x simulated gravity, light for him, suffocating for others. The ground thundered beneath his feet. One cadet gasped. It's like his accelerating. Marcus grabbed a collapsed support beam, lifted it, like lifting a bag of tools back home, and slammed it into the drone, shattering its targeting array. Another bot fired. Marcus rolled, grabbed a fallen slab of ferrocrete, and used it as a shield, just long enough to reach the second bot and rip out its power core. Cadet stared at him like he was a mythical beast. But the worst was yet to come. 5. The moment the ground shook. The main drone, a tank-sized monstrosity, rolled into the square. Its cannons charged. Everyone froze. Marcus stepped forward. Get behind me. Viren trembled. H-human, you can't fight that. But Marcus knew one thing no one else in the academy understood. Earthborn bones were dense. Earthborn muscles were thick. Earthborn tendons were coiled like steel cables. And Earthborn determination, unbreakable. The drone fired. Marcus didn't dodge. He braced. He planted his feet. He lowered his center of gravity, and with a roar, he pushed back against the blast. The ground cracked beneath him. Shockwaves rolled through the courtyard. Stones shattered at his heels. Cadets shielded their eyes as a ring of dust exploded outward. Marcus took a step, then another, then another. He drove forward, through the blast, until he reached the drone, jumped, and punched through its armored cockpit. The explosion lit up the sky. When the smoke cleared, Marcus stood alone among the wreckage. He wiped sweat from his forehead. Earth gravity, he said calmly, builds sturdy people. 6. The Academy's silence. No one laughed at humans anymore. Some whispered monster. Some whispered savior. Most whispered never anger an Earthborn. Even the instructor bowed deeply. I believed humans were fragile. Now I see you are forged by a world that hates weakness. Marcus shook his head. Earth doesn't hate weakness. It just trains it out of you. Viren stepped forward, trembling. I mocked your world. Your strength. Your body. I see now. Humans don't survive Earth. They overcome it. Marcus offered a hand. No hard feelings. Gravity makes us who we are. 7. The legend spreads. Within days, stories spread across the academy. Within weeks, across the system. Within months, across the galaxy. Whole militaries updated their files. Warning: do not underestimate Earthborn personnel. Adaptation to Terran gravity produces extreme muscular and skeletal density. Treat as high-threat individuals. And on worlds of gentle breezes and soft soils, cadets whispered to each other. They laughed at Earth's gravity until the humans stood up, and the ground shook.